All right, welcome to back to the Journey Mindset. And one of the big important aspects of having a journey mindset is being able to get through this journey in the best condition as possible. So today I kind of want to follow up. I think I was following up on something anyway on our health. As I'm going in. Nope. I got my dog with me, and there's another dog. So anyway, I'm getting pulled around. That's why. No, come on. How you doing? All right. So one of the aspects of getting through this journey, especially as you, not just when you get into retirement. Retirement's when you realize should have done some things a little bit differently when you were younger, and but we want to avoid that type of I wish I had a type of mindset, because then sometimes it's a little bit too late. The taking care of our health is a big aspect of getting through this journey well. And so I want to talk about that today. We got bring up some of the issues that we face a lot when it comes to our health. What are the biggest issues that we deal with when it comes to health? One is chronic diseases. These are the things that just hound us on a day-to-day basis, and they just don't seem to want to stop. So we want to take care of those. Oh my goodness, dog. Want to take care of those. And Cisco, easy. Another aspect is obesity. Obesity is it's one of those things where, one of those conditions where that just can make all kinds of other complications for us. How you doing? Now, when I talk about obesity, I think sometimes we get our doctors a little too quick to say people are obese. You got that BMI scale and so forth, and quite frankly, if I went with my BMI, I would look like this picture that I'm posting right here. Oh my goodness. Had to take the pause there. Dog needed to take a poop. So I think with the BMI, I think they get a little bit maybe too aggressive with what they expect people to do, and but it's a indicator. And quite frankly, you walk around, you go to the store, and we like to joke, especially at Walmart, and you do see a lot of people that are obese, with no question. So, but because obesity leads to all kinds of problems. I mean, you got diabetes, you got heart problems, you got, let's see what else leads to heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke. All these things are that risk. And one of the things that I always hate is when my doctor would say, well, I want to put you on statins. And really my numbers are not so bad. They haven't done that recently, but I had a doctor where I used to live. Man, I mean, she didn't push it real strong, but it always came up in the conversation, just because my BMI wasn't according to what the chart said it should be. And so that was it's kind of frustrating, but what it did do is it caused me to evaluate where I was, where my health was. So I just kept telling her, I said, well, we'll look at it next year, diet and exercise, and see if we can't bring cholesterol levels and weight and all that to a more normal place. So that's where we left off, and I was did okay. Right now my cholesterol, I just went in, and that's all pretty good. Weight is decent. I still stand to lose a little bit, but I'm gonna slow down here just a bit. My wife says, yeah, keep shaking the camera. So plus I got this dog. Anyway, so all my, my vitals are good, especially for my age. So that's good. Another aspect in our society that is hurting a lot of people is substance abuse. And, I don't want to get preachy here, but you start talking about, drugs, alcohol, and, maybe some other vices, smoking, that sort of thing, that I think it's somewhat common sense. I don't think anybody needs to tell anybody, but I think most people want to just kind of take their chances because they enjoy it. And the fact is that, there's stuff I enjoy that maybe somebody else, if you're a, real, what we might call health nut, you probably look at my eating habits and say, man, you're dangerous. But it's just something to keep in mind, and do it with as much moderation as possible, because these things will affect your overall health. So, hold on a second. Another thing is kidney disease, and kidney disease is something. I work for a company that makes stuff for people with chronic kidney disease stuff. It's kind of the final stage where it's like what do they call it? Dialysis. This is more of it's not the hemodialysis, it's peritoneal dialysis. So we made the kits for that, and but I always thought, I sure hope I never have to use these things. It's great that they're available, but so we need to be careful about how we are treating our bodies. Our bodies were made by God to operate a certain way, and there's certain practices, habits that we need to get into to take care of our body, because like I said, this is the only journey we have in this life, and we need to enjoy it as best as we can. Alzheimer's, dementia, and of course my mom just died from both of those. Alzheimer's is a form of dementia, but she had vascular dementia and Alzheimer's. And one of the things that I think contributed to the vascular dementia is all the years that she smoked, because that will shrink your blood vessels and so forth. And that's a shame. And she had cut down a lot over the years. In fact, when she came to live with us last year, she came to live with us in May of 2024, but in January 2024, she stopped smoking just right away. Not because she necessarily thought of it as being good health benefits, but she went to the store that she usually got her cigarettes, and she didn't have enough money. She didn't understand that she didn't have enough money. She just thought that the people, and these are some of her favorite people, she just thought they didn't want to sell her any cigarettes. So she said, forget it, I'm not going back there. So she didn't smoke anymore after that, which that worked out good, because I wasn't sure how we were going to deal with that situation when she came to move with us. But anyway, so I already talked about some of the causes, but generally causes are, one, genetics. And there's not a whole lot we could do about that. We can't do anything about genetics. We're born with what we're born with, and we have to deal with that. So but even with genetics, there are ways that we can lessen the potential for getting chronic disease and all this kind of stuff. For instance, we may be genetically inclined to our bodies don't burn the fat like they're supposed to. Okay, so we adjust our diet, and we still may be a little bit overweight, but not as much as what we could. So there's some stuff that we can help, but there's other conditions that we just don't have any control over. But what we can control, we should try to control. Also, diet. I'm not a health food nut, but I do try to keep a decent diet. And I had my treats on just about every Friday now. I'm doing a Fritter Friday, apple fritter, so hopefully I'm not making you stumble. And I think we need to treat ourselves a little bit, unless something's, we're allergic to something and it's going to risk death. Just use some common sense in diet. Enjoy your food, but eat in moderation. Eat certain things in moderation, and you start getting in that discipline, and it works out. It works out for you. Another cause is lack of exercise, and I know that's something that is big on my mind right now, because the last job I had, it had me on my feet all day, most of the day. And I was moving. I was either packing boxes or coiling these kits. And so, it gave me some exercise, and I enjoyed that. That helped. But now that I'm retired, it's going to be a little harder to do. And so here we go. I gotta get my exercise in. So now I have to figure out some different exercise habits. This is one of them, just getting out and walk. Today I'll do this track, and I'll walk a couple of miles, and that's pretty good. So basically those are the different challenges that I wanted to give you, and just to encourage you in. I like this quote, Steve Jobs. He said, eat food as if it were medicine, so that you won't have to eat medicine like it's food. And I thought that was pretty good. My wife works in the medical field, and she said, yeah, you wouldn't believe the different where people are supposed to people are supposed to, before they have surgeries, get off certain drugs and stuff, medications I should say. And she said, you wouldn't believe how many medications people are having to take. And I believe it. So just want to challenge you that as you're doing your journey, that you will just take some of these bits of advice or recommendations and take it to heart, so that because we want to do this journey right and to enjoy it, so that uh, we're not suffering through it. And so that as right now in this part of my retirement, they call it the go-go years. And then in your 70s, some point, you get your slow-go years. And that's when you start sometimes dealing with a lot of more serious health issues. If you don't take care of yourself now, and so, let's get to our 70s and 80s and still feel good and be able to travel this journey, uh, travel it well, and be a blessing to our families, not a burden. So, anyway, so that's my challenge, and I am going to get off this thing so that so that I can walk this dog. All right, you have a great day. Enjoy the journey.